Hey guys, this is Andres from Graphic Bible, and on today's video we're gonna work with Adobe Photoshop. We're gonna make this chrome effect. It's pretty trendy right now and it's pretty easy, so I'm gonna show you step by step, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing is we're gonna create a new document. So just click File, Create New Document, and we're gonna put this one 1700 by 1700. I'm gonna post it on Instagram at 72. The resolution will be 72 pixels per inch, and just name it however you want. In this case, I'm just gonna put promote title and hit create. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're gonna unlock the background and we're gonna grab a very dark color like a black and hit G on your keyboard, or just go here on your left panel and click the paint bucket tool. We're gonna make this even darker. That's perfect. And we're gonna create a new layer. So just tap this small plus icon, create a new text. Just go to the text tool. So we're gonna create the font. I'm gonna use uh, induction font. I will link it down below. It's totally free. So let's create a number. In this case, I'm gonna increase the size a little bit. So just click Ctrl T or Command T on your keyboard so you can transform it and make it bigger. But let's make sure this is like a kind of dark blue. Like this is fine. And we're gonna start applying the layer styles. So we're gonna go down here on the FX icon and click on blending options. It will give you this layer style tab, and we're gonna go through some of these styles. So the first one that we're gonna work on is bevel and emboss. So click the check mark. Okay, so for the first one, make sure inner bevel is selected and it's smooth as well. And we're gonna increase this to maybe 300, yeah, like something like 315 is fine. And click on down, make sure it's down. Actually, it looks better up. Yeah, it looks better up. And let's change the size, just increase it a little bit, so 13 is good. And let's change the gloss amount. So click this arrow and make sure this one is selected. So it gives you a little bit of the style that we want. Okay, now let's work with the highlights and shadows. So for the highlights, I'm gonna use a really bright pink and make sure it's linear dodge selected. And for the shadows, we're gonna use the opposite, so it's like a bright bluish color, and make sure multiply is selected. Let's increase this a little bit, maybe 800, I mean 80. And for the opacity for the shadows, 50 is good, it's fine. Okay, let's go for inner shadow. So click here, and for the inner shadow, we're gonna select the blend mode to color burn, sorry. And let's hit like a purplish color, bright purplish color. And so the distance is fine. Let's change this a little bit. Maybe, yeah, this looks good. And then we're gonna change this to this guy. You can add noise if you want. Let me zoom this a little bit so you guys can see better the effect. Okay, let's go to inner glow. Make sure you have for the blending mode, let's go for divide. And the opacity, let's hit it 100. And let's change this to go to the blue tab. And let's go for this one. So as you can see, it's getting there. We are getting there. Make sure you have edge selected, and then we can increase the size a little bit, so maybe something like 25, 27, and change the quality to this guy, the last one. Or you can play with it, whatever is looking good for you. In this case, I'm gonna use this guy and change this to 70. Yeah, 70 looks good. And let's move to the next one. So for this guy, we're gonna go to soft light. Yes, soft light, and let's change the color for also a purple color, but maybe more neutral, like on the neutral colors. Hit OK, and we can change the distance a little bit. So let's reduce this to maybe 15, 12, 10, and also the size. So for the size, we're gonna go for 18. Yeah, that looks good. And let's change this again. So for the last one, I think that's okay. That's looking good. Let's move to gradient overlay. So this one is really important. Don't freak out. We're just gonna change this. So we're gonna hit exclusion and then reduce the opacity to maybe 20, 30. Yeah. And then we're gonna change the gradient, so we can make our own gradient. I'll go to the blue tabs and let's go for something like this, and let's change this a little bit. So we're gonna create more colors, so double click to change the color to maybe something bright like this, and then let's go for a bluish color too, but a little bit more like this. And for the last one, let's change it for a darker blue. Yes, that looks good. Hit OK. And let's change the angle to 45. You can play around with the angle, so depending on how you want it. Make sure linear is okay, and for the scale we can increase this a little bit, maybe something like this. Now we're gonna move to the last style. So outer glow. Let's click for the blending mode. We're gonna go for linear light. The opacity is good, white is good. Increase the size of maybe something like 30. Yeah, 30 is fine. You can change the color if you want. You can change it up here. So if you want something more like appealing with the color, so you want some contrast, you can do that too. It's really up to you. I prefer this color than white, but it's really up to you. Or if you want a gradient, you can do that too. But in this case, we're gonna leave it like this, and we're gonna hit on this guy. Yeah, that looks fine. We can increase this a little bit, maybe 10 more. Yes, that looks good, and hit OK. So we almost there. We can just add some adjustment layers. So let's hit on the curves, and for the curve we're gonna just put it a little bit like this. Yeah, like that looks good. And we can also increase the vibrance, so the color has more vibrance, something like this. Yes, that looks good. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You can even change the text if you want, so it will apply the same effects. And yeah, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all your help and your and your support. And thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.